Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
You know it.
Yeah. And I'm Kenyan, and my voice might sound a little scratchy.
A little different.
And that's because my frickin' husband, who works with children,
hate it,
brought me home a sinus infection.
Oh,
there's
I'm
no
so
excuse.
Sorry. No,
it's not COVID, thank goodness. Mm-hmm. I do feel blessed about that, but I don't feel great.
He's out.
Maybe people can tell us apart this week, because I'm Lucy, and I feel great.
Yeah.
Thriving. Fully thriving. And I'm Amanda, and that's because it's my turn to say that.
Amanda always sounds like that.
Oh, I always sound like this. I've sounded like this since I was 12.
Yeah. Since you were 4.
Yeah.
When your pack-a-day habit first started.
Back at Candy Cigs.
I used to be a soprano.
Remember candy cigarettes?
Yes.
I realize how horrifically problematic that is.
Yeah, but they're amazing.
As a child, they were so fun.
Yeah.
And
Hilarious.
then as teenagers, we just used our soft lips chapstick that were vaguely shaped like cigarettes.
Oh yeah, they looked like a menthol.
They did.
Because they were white with
like a slim.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So if you get the mint flavored and then you smoke the chapstick end with the lid off.
These were the good old days.
It's the same effect.
1000%. And I fucking hate cigarettes and smoking, but man, that's fun.
It is real fun.
It's basically a crush.
Yep.
Anyway, this is neither here nor there.
Brought to you by William Morris.
And soft lips.
New collaboration.
The menthol industry. I don't know why we would. This is terrible. Don't smoke. Okay.
Soft lips, soft lungs.
Yeah, don't do it.
Get it.
Okay. We have a very special fan pick this week. Brought to you by Krista Zellen.
Krista Zellen.
And Krista has selected a very fun and interesting topic of Lady Spies.
Ladies Pies.
And most definitely not what Amanda first thought it was, which was Ladies Pies.
Like we've already done bakery crime.
We just did
it. Ladies Pies. Yeah. I wish.
A lot of directions you could go in with Ladies Pies.
Yeah.
My segment would be short.
Incredibly sweet.
All right. Well, we're doing Lady Spies.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Not that, I feel like a lot of spies identified as women, so you don't have to have the disclaimer there, but we wanted to narrow down the focus for this episode. So what is our wine crime pairing for Lady Spies?
Well, our pairing, I'm drinking water, and that is because I'm about to get my period, which has altered my sleep and my blood sugar, which then triggered a lot of heartburn today. So this
and
episode,
you couldn't sleep last night.
I did not fall asleep. I was wide awake until 4 a.m. for no reason. So I'm crushing it today. I actually look phenomenal considering how I feel inside, which is dead
really
and empty
You're
like a
glowing.
husk. Well, I have a face mask on. But anyway, so I'm going to go over the pairing, but I am personally sipping some water, and this episode on my end is brought to you by antacids and Midol.
I'm drinking mint tea with honey, so we're on the same page.
I'm drinking
Lucy-
ice water too. Sorry,
oh my
guys.
Gosh. Well, It's
Peek
going to be
behind the curtain. We're all
Yeah.
stone sober.
We're all 34.
yeah, sometimes.
Hopefully you're doing better than us and you can drink this pairing.
Oh, golly. Yeah. Sometimes the being in your 30s and hormones and underlying pre-existing conditions all converge on one day and just destroy.
Sometimes you don't feel like drinking, and that's
Nope.
fine.
And that
It's
is fine.
not always fun.
Nope. But
It's
this
not.
pairing is really fun, so I still want to feature it today. This was recommended by our amazing fan picker. It is Notorious Pink Wines, and it's specifically their rosé.
Nice.
Ooh.
It
I like
is
that.
gorgeous. It's a beautiful blush color. It is a Grenache Rosé, so it's already like after my heart.
Yep.
This is a gold winner of 50 Best Rosé.
Oh.
So it's like real good. It's also brought in several silver and bronze medals and scored 91 in like this national tasting panel. It's a really good rosé.
Nice.
Dang.
You're going to get aromas of ripe peaches, plums, lavender, pear, orange, honey, some floral notes, some herbal notes, like a real beautiful bouquet on the nose. And then you're going to get some pretty classic Grenache on the palate, some of that melon, raspberry, red cherry, hint of pear, little peach. Nice and balanced, like it has acidity so that those kind of fruity, sweet notes are cleared out for you. You get a nice dry finish and just like a little hint of that kind of peppery spice on the back end, that minerality. It's going to linger a little bit.
I love a peachy spice.
I know.
Mhm.
It's just a stunning rosé. Let me see. She's 11.5% ABV. She
Bit
is
of a sleeper.
a little bit of a sleeper. She's
Sleeper
gonna
cell.
sneak in there. She's gonna sneak
Sleeper
up on you and get you. And yeah, this is a South of France Grenache. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. It's perfect. It's Notorious Pink Rosé. It's a popper. So if I were going to pop it, I'd be reaching for my Wine and Crime Gals limited edition wine key.
Iridescent, baby.
It's so pretty.
They're so beautiful.
Unoccupied zone, south of France, you won't be able to resist.
Oh, we'll get to it.
God, you're a nerd.
I know.
So thank you for that recommendation. I can't wait to drink this when I will actually be able to enjoy it. I didn't want to just open it, take a sip, get heartburn, and then have to basically
then
toss it
ruin
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for the
Fair.
recommendation.
We will
Gorgeous.
sip it when we want to.
I will think of you fondly as I sip this at a later date.
Love it.
Not
Well,
pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not pregnant.
Not
Please
pregnant.
don't just, I know we've said it before. I actually am trying, starting the IVF process, have had some miscarriages. It's never helpful when people speculate about pregnancy
status.
or not. So
Yeah.
please don't.
Just don't do it.
Don't
For
ever.
any of us. Don't
No.
do it. When you're meant to know, you will know.
You'll know.
I can't keep my fucking mouth shut about anything. So
No, we share everything.
Yeah. When
You'll
you're
be
meant to
in the
know, you'll
loop.
know. Right now, not pregnant, sadly, but just sick.
Don't ask.
Working on it. Working
Don't
on it.
Fucking ask.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lucy, what is our background and maybe psych for Lady Spies?
Well, I'm very excited for this. So, just to say at the top, we already did Rosie the Riveter Crimes, which was episode 152, which we talked about women during World War II. So, I think
Yes.
we did have some like spy crossover there.
Yep.
So, if you're interested in this topic, I would recommend circling back to that episode if you haven't already.
Also, one of the, I think maybe the Philly live show, Founding Fathers, there was some talk about a spy. I did a spy ring.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and
you
there
did.
were some women spies
like
involved in
secret
that ring.
messages or something. Didn't you have secret notes?
Lots of like peeing on notes to make
Love
secret
that.
messages appear.
Love.
Just great.
So we've touched on spies in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I told my friend Shad, who does my hair, It's looking
It
good.
looks
Very
It looks
beautiful.
gorge.
autumnal. Thank
Very
you, Shannon.
autumnal, yes.
Yeah, beautifully toned, gorgeous.
So he was doing my hair on Monday, and I told him that we were recording this episode. And the first thing he said was, "Did you know that Julia Child was a spy?"
Julia Child,
Oh.
Ladies Pies. Sorry.
Ladies Pies.
Wait.
Julia Child.
No.
I just invested in her 2 cookbooks. I bought both, and it was like $60.
They're
And
not
I-
cheap, but
no,
they are
they're
worth it.
Beautifully done.
beautifully. Yeah. Oh
So,
my god.
Obviously, we're tackling this first.
Ladies pies.
Ladies Pies.
Motherfucking pies. I love it.
Born
Amazing.
in 1912, Julia Child grew up in California with dreams of becoming a writer. She attended, the all-women's college, but I know there's another word that we're supposed to use instead of that, and I forgot what it is. Primarily lady? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, at the time when she attended, it was referred to as an all-women's
women's
college.
Yeah.
I think a historically women's college is what the proper term for it now. Anyway, Smith College, where she majored in history and was active in college clubs like the Grass Cops, which kept students off the school's precious lawns.
Oh,
No.
Julia. No, don't
Honey.
There's the only thing worse than being a weed narc is being a grass narc.
Yeah.
Grass narc.
Come on.
No.
Jules.
She was so tall.
I
People were
get
probably
it. but-
afraid of her.
Oh my God. She's like, just leap across it. That's what I do.
She's also like an Olympic long jump.
Probably. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Ray, you're in my way.
Classic.
And then in 1941, the U.S. prepared to enter World War II, and Julia felt the call to help her country. She volunteered with the American Red Cross, where she headed up the stenography department.
Oh.
She also worked in the Aircraft Warning Service, which is a civilian branch of the U.S. Army tasked with monitoring enemy aircraft entering American airspace. So she was kind of a
Serious.
narc for that, too.
Serious
Yeah.
ass shit. Well, that's
Good narking.
important.
There's good
Yeah.
narking and bad narking.
Yeah.
No. At 6'2" Julia was rejected from both the Women's Army Corps and the Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Services
For being too tall.
for being too tall.
That's absurd.
Yeah. Alas, Julia was undeterred. Here's a quote from All That Is Interesting.
I use them too. On my
it's
case.
good sources.
Such a resource.
In 1942, she became a senior typist with the research unit of the Office of War Information in Washington, D.C., and by the end of that year, Child was a junior research assistant with the Secret Intelligence Branch of the Office of Strategic Services, or the OSS, which was the precursor to the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA.
Cool. Lots
She-
of acronyms in this ep. I'm
There
glad.
Yeah.
are a lot of acronyms.
Yeah.
She was among the 4,500 women who served in the OSS. So they actually had quite a lot of ladies in there.
Yeah.
Right. He's digging for his pink pen.
Oh, give it to him.
Here, honey.
I would just like to take this moment, since Ray interrupted us, to recommend watching The Bletchley Circle. It's so fucking good. Don't watch the San Francisco season. They got maybe new writers or something. It really went downhill. But the original Bletchley Circle,
Okay.
which is
Never
about,
heard of that at all.
I don't.
it's
Yeah.
a series, like a scripted historical drama series,
Sure.
whatever,
Sure.
A
about
Kenyan special.
Thank
Yep.
you. About female code breakers in
Mm,
England.
got
And
it.
how-
Oh.
It's after World War II, but these brilliant women are like, they need something to do with their minds
Mhm.
other than like crosswords. And so they end up like solving a murder, like a serial killer thing. It's great.
Love that.
Yeah, it's
Love
fucking
it.
great.
As a research assistant for the OSS's secret intelligence, Julia recorded thousands of officer names into the agency's internal database system and handled highly classified intelligence documents.
Wow.
Later, Julia's spy career took her to the Emergency Sea Rescue Equipment Section as in
What?
SEA, Ocean Sea, where she helped to develop a recipe. Her very first recipe was for shark repellent.
Weird.
I didn't know any of this.
This is so bizarre. I love it.
There had been multiple shark attacks against U.S. naval officers since the start of the war. Curious sharks also often set off explosives meant to attack enemy parties. So, like, the sharks were an issue.
So what goes into shark repellent? I know what they like. What do they not like?
I'll tell you in just a minute. The OSS was tasked to create a shark repellent that could be used for the military's underwater endeavors. After much trial and error involving over 100 different substances, including poisons, organic acids, and even decaying shark meat, the year-long field tests, the research team, which included Julia Child, found copper acetate to be the most effective repellent.
Okay.
Interesting.
And from what I think to the shark, it smells like dead shark.
It's okay.
So they stay away from
Can
it.
I get like a bathing suit made out of it?
I know. I'm like,
I don't think you'd want a copper bathing suit.
Well, like a belt or some shit, some jewelry.
give me a belt.
It didn't work that
Copper
well, and you're not going to be
acetate.
like in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. I barely go in the ocean. The ocean's freaky as shit.
Yeah. I don't
But
know
not
the last
for
time I
me.
saw you in the ocean.
But for like surfers, I'm gonna
Right.
look it up.
you
Yeah,
took
can they
steps
bottle this?
toward the ocean when we were in Florida a couple years ago, and
The
then you saw
ocean
the
your feet
waves
in.
and said, nope.
The ocean really freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie. It's beautiful to look at. I don't like to be in it.
don't
fair.
like it.
No.
All right, quote. I must say we had lots of fun, Child told Elizabeth McIntosh, another OSS officer who interviewed her for the book Sisterhood of Spies, The Women of the OSS.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Spies.
We designed rescue kits and other agent paraphernalia.
You're really good at that.
Why are you so good at it?
I understand the shark repellent we developed is being used today for downed space equipment, trapped around it so the sharks won't attack it when it lands in the ocean.
All right.
That was a quote from Julia.
Was
You
it?
gathered that. Got it.
Said OSS director Steve. Blah blah blah.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
That would have been a funny joke. Oh my God. Okay. Julia then was sent on multiple assignments abroad as an intelligence officer with the OSS, including one to Sri Lanka, where she met Paul Child, a fellow OSS officer. They fell in love, moved to Paris, and the rest is culinary history.
Wow. Interesting.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So
All
thank you,
right.
Shad, for bringing that up in the first place, because
Lady Spies.
I always get good tips when getting
Oh.
my hair done
Yep.
for the show.
Yep.
cut the tips.
Good tips. Funny. I
Yeah.
haven't had my hair done in a really long time. I really need to go.
I'm telling you, I feel like $1 trillion. I haven't had my. I also threw my razor away like 2 months ago and just kept forgetting to replace it.
Nice.
So did you just shave with a fresh razor for the first time in a while too?
Oh yeah, my
That's a good
armpits
feel.
are like bowling balls. I feel like a new
So
person.
smooth.
I feel like a baby seal.
I do. I'm real aerodynamic right now. Okay, moving on. You may be wondering how many lady spies are there in the world. Obviously, there's no way to know, but according to some stats by the Defense Personnel Security Research Center, we can tell that from 150 cases of U.S. citizens who committed espionage against the United States since the beginning of the Cold War in the late 40s, 93% of those people were male and 7% were female.
Or
Interesting.
maybe the women just don't get caught.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it.
I was really disappointed because I found an article from The Guardian that was talking about how female spies are actually really fucking effective, but the reasons why they're so effective are all like just rooted in
patriarchy.
sexism.
We'll get to it.
Okay. And then I kept trying to open this article because I wanted to read it and it kept like malfunctioning.
Trying to charge you.
Yeah.
No, it had the little sad, crooked smile, crooked frown guy face. It was a broken something.
Yeah.
I imagine being a female spy would be infinitely harder, and the demands would be a lot grosser, probably.
I think so, too. I also think Ray might have set himself on fire a little bit.
Smelling something not safe.
Smells like burnt fur a lot right now. Well, that was caught on camera, whatever happened. So if you
I missed it.
if you're not a Patreon supporter,
Friggin' yikes. This
God,
crew, we are
stinks.
barely
We need to
keeping
get
it
him
together.
a baby gate. We're getting
Yeah.
a baby gate for your office.
Just
Put
expensive.
it on the company card.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
will take the write-off.
Yeah. Don't burn your house down
Blow this
mid-recording.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So, what's with this gap? As you can imagine, it's because sexism, duh. During World War II, one European intelligence officer said, quote, "An agent should be calm, unostentatious, and reticent. Women are emotional, vain, loquacious. They fall in
This guy.
They
Yeah.
fall in love easily and without discrimination. They are impatient with the strict requirements of security measures. They withstand hardships poorly."
Well, this is my least
Crap.
favorite man.
Yeah.
This man fucking
And just
sucks
because
balls.
90% of what he said describes me perfectly doesn't mean,
Not all women.
You're not a monolith.
yeah.
I am vain, loquacious, and withstand hardships poorly. But the rest of it, and impatient. But I am not. Fuck.
Yep.
I'm also emotional. Anyway,
Not
let's move
us.
on.
No.
I'm not trying to be a spy.
Right? And I feel like I could get it together if I had to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Being
That's a
loquacious
hardship.
is great for our jobs.
Right.
And maybe vain.
Yeah.
Anyway. This is from History.com. Apparently, American spy officials disagreed with that jackass from the European intelligence, whatever, as declassified CIA documents show an extraordinary focus early in the agency's life to promote the role of women and people of color. The agency's boss, Alan Dulles, reportedly once said that women make, quote, fine spies.
Just
Is that
fine.
what Dulles Airport is named after? This guy?
I think so.
Maybe.
Because isn't that in D.C.?
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
so Dulles.
On August 10th, 1953, the agency formed, according to internal documents. This is they're trying, but it's still not
It's
great.
still a swing and a
It's
miss.
still 1953.
Yep.
Yeah. So they formed, quote, a petticoat panel of women
Oh, wow.
to examine the advancement problems of
A
professional
junction, if you will.
a murder. To examine the advancement problems of professional and non-professional women throughout the agency. This panel actually proved effective, and as the 1950s saw remarkable female agents emerge on the cutting edge of espionage. So they did get a little bit of a leg up. And then, of course, this was bound to not last long. The CIA has had a woman problem on and off since its inception.
I love a good woman problem.
It's
Love a
not
woman
a
problem.
woman problem if you don't have enough women.
Right.
That's a man problem.
right.
I put
You-
woman problem in quotes.
You have a lack of women problem.
In 1983, Deputy Director John M. McMahon wrote a memo called CIA Women. Very, very creative. He
Better
had
than
examined
petticoat fuckery.
he had examined
Petticoat junction panel.
he had examined statistics on gender employment at the agency, and he said, "After being appalled by them, I am embarrassed." Ultimately, the CIA created a glass ceiling study in 1992, which aimed, quote, to determine if career advancement barriers exist for agency professional employees, particularly women and minorities. Women are
Okay,
constant.
So that question belies their lack of understanding. It shouldn't be if these barriers exist, but
Right.
which barriers exist.
Right. And where?
Correct. I mean, it was an extremely dry study.
Yeah.
They were just gathering statistics, basically. The study concludes women are concentrated in lower grades than men. Although women constitute nearly 40% of the professional workforce, they hold only 10% of the senior intelligence service positions. In 2018, Gina Haspel was sworn in as the first female director of the CIA. So hopefully we are entering a new age of gender equality in the CIA and the U.S. government overall.
No, we don't like
Not
her.
holding my breath.
We don't
I
like
mean, okay. She's still
I
a
don't-
woman.
I don't know much about her.
her. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't think any director of the CIA has been quote unquote good. But it's still
Probably not.
It's a very high position, so that's what we're talking about here. So, on to another little tack of my segment. I was looking at real life spy weapons that you can buy online, so you can consider this our gal's holiday gift guide. And one of the more disturbing ones that I found is a gas injection knife.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's a tactical knife with a cartridge of pressurized carbon dioxide in the handle and a tiny little hole on the end of the blade so that when you stab something, you can press a button on the handle to release the gas, causing a, quote, internal explosion. And there's a photo on the drive
They
of
just
a
sell
still.
this?
They said you can buy
Where'd
it
you
online.
get that? You can just get that on Amazon.
Google it.
Friggin'
The link.
Bezos.
It wasn't on Amazon. The link that was in this article was, again, the broken frowny face, broken link man. But I'm sure you can find it online.
Okay.
There's also a picture on the drive, which will be on the blog, of the guy demonstrating with a watermelon.
Ugh.
And did the watermelon explode?
Yes, it exploded.
God, I
And
don't
watermelons are like tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
like that. Meow.
The video used a watermelon to demonstrate, like I just said, and the website cited sharks as something you can use it on. There's lots of shark defensive
Leave the
stuff
sharks
here.
alone.
What is the obsession with
repellent
sharks?
That doesn't hurt sharks is good. It's like they do their thing. We do our thing in the ocean. It's big
Yeah.
enough for all of us.
Don't
Right.
stab, explode them.
Yeah,
Right.
there's no need to stab, explode a shark.
No.
No.
I mean, dudes invented all of these things.
Fair.
They're
Yeah.
and these are just the most ridiculous ones. Another thing that you can actually buy is a fucking net gun. So this is an air-charged capture tool that shoots out a 52 square foot nylon net.
Amazing. I feel like Dwight Schrute uses
Yeah.
this on Meredith every season.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It can blast from a range of 50 feet.
Wow.
So it's like it's a nylon net, so you can't like tear it apart.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't just be able to like throw it off of yourself, but whatever.
It gets real tangled.
It must have like weights on the ends, like on the corners, so that it gets all wrapped up. So this costs $847, and it comes with
A
four.
steal at any price.
It comes with 4 different nets because apparently you can't really reload the same net into
Yeah.
the cartridge.
Makes sense.
So I'm not sure how necessary this particular item is, but it's
Couldn't
like
really use it in a forest, I would imagine. It's just like
no. It'd have to be like in an open area. Someone would have to be basically running in a straight line within 50 feet of you.
and they can't have a weapon because it's a net.
Right.
It's
Weird.
just- I know.
And then you have to I imagine you have other weapons on you. You have to while someone is running away, have the foresight to be like, my $847 net could do this job, and then find it in your pack.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seems a little clunky. Not a fan.
well,
not a fan.
it's a lot less violent than the
Well, sure.
exploding knife thing.
Sure.
Maybe if you're in a helicopter.
I feel like I need to get a net gun and just net Bill from across
Yeah.
the house.
That's how you get him to propose.
Don't
Right?
don't even tell him that you have this particular thing. Just let the shock
Yes.
have the full impact.
Yes.
Just be like, what the fuck is this?
I feel
Correct.
like somebody in Idaho is using this for a gender reveal in some way.
Yes.
And then burning a forest down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
somehow with a net.
Yeah. Be like, oh, well, the net was blue. I guess Netter will be our child.
Would you pull that crap with a net? Okay.
They named the child Annette.
Yes, please.
I mean, I support this.
Oh my God.
Only if you name the child Annette is this allowed.
A net. Okay, moving on. If you're the briefcase carrying type, you can protect your secret dossiers with a briefcase, a leather briefcase that can deliver a strong electric shock over its entire surface, incapacitating anyone who might be holding it.
Ooh, okay.
What if you accidentally shock yourself?
I'm sure it has happened.
Then you're dumb and not using it properly.
That's on you.
It is. There's also a really loud alarm that you can set off. And if you're feeling especially paranoid, you can customize this briefcase to release tear gas and or dye explosions when it's opened.
Oh, like the bank bags?
Yeah.
If
So-
somebody with a briefcase suddenly like jiggled and collapsed and then a loud alarm went off and tear gas and dye exploded from their briefcase, I would not run towards the briefcase.
No.
I would get the fuck out of there.
Correct.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
think that's the
alarm
point.
part
That's enough of a deterrent
doesn't
for me.
make a ton of sense to me.
It's
I
to
would be
draw
like, what?
attention. Yeah, to draw attention. Like if somebody stole your briefcase and you
Right.
don't know where it is,
But I
If
get
it- if all of this stuff is set off, either if you like press a button or if it gets like a certain distance away from you. So if someone were to grab it and run, then that person would be shocked and the alarm would go off so that you can locate the suitcase,
Okay.
the briefcase. So $600, well spent. It's a bargain.
Yes, well spent indeed.
The last spy thing that actually exists is a laser. And as we know, lasers are a staple of spydom. And now you can have your very own photonic disruptor for a mere $200.
Okay, well wow. Oh god.
Is that just a laser pointer or
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Its beam is designed to be shined right into the eyes of your target, disrupting their vision and causing dizziness without permanent eye damage.
Got it?
So it's
Okay.
a really strong laser pointer. But my favorite part about this is that you can pick what color the laser is.
Oh,
They have like
cute.
blue and green and red and white and stuff.
Very cute.
Okay. Does it cause the dizziness right away?
I think so.
Okay.
There's like a disclaimer that it should only be used for law enforcement, but like you can buy it online. So, okay.
I wonder if that would be easier to use than like pepper spray in like a self-defense scenario.
Easier in the sense that you're less likely to spray yourself
yourself,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
windy, you don't want to be taking that chance.
Right.
I got hit with some pepper spray in Las Vegas because we were like 2 blocks downwind from some altercation. It was gross.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Anyway, that is my segment. I had a little bit of a lot of different things, but now I kind of want to be a lady spy.
I love it.
I mean, if it weren't for all the hardships, I'd be down. But
Yeah, we're too
I
vain.
was just out of commish for 2 days over a sinus infection, and it takes me an hour to get ready. So,
So there's that.
way more than that.
yeah.
We pushed
don't
our
think
own
I'm-
start time back by an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
That
I
we
don't
did.
think I'm super qualified with my back.
with her
There
back.
it is with her back.
Maybe when I was young, for like 6 months, I could have done it.
There's
Didn't you
never a
didn't you
time
cover-
in my life when I could have done it. Never a time.
For the World War II ladies, didn't one of you cover the limping lady?
Yeah.
The lady with the bum leg?
Yes. And there's a character based on that lady in the Bletchley Circle.
Oh, you bletchler ass there is.
You fucking bletcha.
You bletcha.
She had some physical difficulties, and she
And made
was
it.
a spy.
And she was a huge badass, amazing spy. Yes. I think she acquired those difficulties in the course of her work. I think she was shot in the leg.
I think so too.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Ouch.
right.
Honey.
Whereas you just had a bad mattress for a while.
Just
I-
exhausted and sleeping on crap.
Yep. I don't know. Fucking genetics. All right, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors.
Let's do it. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Oh, there are many reasons why it is America's #1 meal kit. First of all, the variety. So we're in the holidays. I don't know about you, but that means a lot of leftovers and a lot of dining out. So
Yeah.
anytime I can prepare like a fresh meal that's just a bit of a departure, I'm seizing the opportunity. So recipes like balsamic and fig beef tenderloin.
OMG, are you kidding? I need to make that.
I know. Or pecan crusted salmon.
Oh, I love salmon.
Yeah, me too. So recipes like these make holiday meals feel special without the high cost of dining out or delivery. Or go for a cozy comfort food choice like chicken, sausage, and sweet potato soup for a cold winter's night.
OMG. Yes.
Maybe some mac and cheese.
Get out of here with that. You know I'm always going for the mac and cheese.
I know. And you know, if all these holiday meals have you feeling a little bit like, could use something a little fresher, you could do like I did and make the winner chicken orzo dinner.
You love those like orzo and couscous recipes. You
I love a
that.
good bowl. I love it with roasted vegetables. And this one has cheesy roasted zucchini and tomato.
Yum.
Right?
Yeah.
Frickin' yum. And like Amanda said, it saves you money. So on average, you can save over $65 a month when you order HelloFresh instead of grocery shopping. So it's less expensive, it's much easier, and you don't have to leave your house.
I love not leaving my house. It's seriously the best. So join us on that quest and go to HelloFresh.com/gals14 and use code GALS14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts.
Are you kidding
Hello?
me?
I'm not kidding you. This is real. This is for you. And you can get it by going to HelloFresh.com/gals14 and use that code GALS14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. And treat your holidays.
Treat 'em. So there's a lot of things to love about the holidays, but I gotta be honest, my favorite part about this time of year is all the food. Oh my God. I can never get enough of how amazing everything smells. And speaking of smells, we gotta tell you about Native's amazing new holiday-inspired scented products.
Y'all, I cannot stress enough how great these holiday scents are. We will get to it. First and foremost, Native cares about the products that you put on your body. They're all about stopping the stink the right way. That's the Native difference. So you've heard us talk about Native's legendary aluminum-free deodorant, and Native's mission is to overhaul your entire hygiene routine by creating products that are made with simple ingredients like shea butter and coconut oil, like things you can pronounce that come from the earth.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah, and you know, you just need to smell great all day long, and this allows you to do that. There are amazing classics, but then there are the rotating seasonals. And between all of those options, Native has a scent for everyone, so you can try their holiday scented deodorant, body wash, we'll get to it, or toothpaste in scents like candy cane. I have the candy cane deodorant. It is like, I lift my arm and it's like a breath mint for my armpit. It's amazing. Sugar cookie. I have the sugar cookie body wash. It is thick and luxurious, and it lathers really beautifully. It leaves my skin feeling so silky smooth, and I use it in the shower, and my entire bathroom smells exactly like freshly baked cookies.
She raves about this body wash off the air.
I can't stop screaming about it, and I will like go take a shower, and Bill will be like lurking in the hallway outside the bathroom just so we can get a whiff of the sugar cookie body wash. It's so creepy and so real. They also have a fresh mistletoe scent, which is so lovely.
That's
And
my
these are
favorite. I love the
so good.
mistletoe.
So good. And these are only available for a limited time. So give the gift of self-care. It's so easy to do with Native. Build yourself or a loved one's personalized product bundles by mixing and matching 3 of your favorite holiday scented products into a set.
Oh, that's so smart.
Yes.
So stay merry, happy, and fresh this holiday season. You will love Native's limited time seasonal products as much as we do, if not more. Go to nativedeodorant.com and use code WINECRIME20 to get 20% off your first purchase at checkout. That's nativedeodorant.com, code WINECRIME20 for 20% off. One more time, nativedeodorant.com, code WINECRIME20, and treat your smells.
Treat 'em.
Are we ready for my case?
Yes.
Maybe.
They're making
Usually
fun
not.
of me because I have a Rudolph red nose.
Little sweet nose.
All right. I had never heard of this individual, and she is fucking amazing and like lived her life.
Perfect.
I've
Like-
got one of those gals too. So this is going to be a strong lady parts episode.
Fucking amazing. A lot of names and places and lovers.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just gonna fucking get to it. So, also lots of Polish names, and so I'm just gonna do my best and find
Okay.
a fucking American close enough equivalent to
Lots of Z's.
lots of Z's.
Z's that sound like ch.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna do my best. So Christina Skarbek was born on May 1st, 1908 in Warsaw, Poland.
Love.
She was the daughter of Polish aristocracy. Her father, Count Jerzy Skarbek.
Okay.
That man is like Jersey.
There are
Aristocracy.
counts. Count Jersey Mikes.
Count Jersey Mike's subs.
Yeah.
Skarbek
Hi.
was a Roman Catholic, but her mother, Stefania, whose maiden name was Goldfeder, was from a wealthy Jewish banking family. So this is a pretty common thing, especially at this time period, to have like one person from like a titled noble family and then one person from a non-aristocratic family but with money that can shore up the aristocratic family because they need the money. So according to some sources, Count Skarbek was not very good with his money and had a lot of like properties and debts that he had to fucking manage. And so he used his wife's dowry to pay down the debts that he owed when they got married and then continue this lavish lifestyle that he was used to, but he couldn't actually afford.
Great.
Yeah, classic. So young Christina was extremely close to her father despite his money issues. She loved Jersey Mike's.
Same.
She also shared his love for riding horses and skiing. So, again, lavish lifestyle. And she got easily bored staying home. So she usually just tagged along with him, like, wherever he went. Like, he would go on, like, business meetings and trips and whatever, and into town and whatever. And she was just, like, a total daddy's girl hanging out with dad all the time. When Christina was 10, she met a boy named Andrzej Kowarski at her family's horse stables. And this is because his dad and her dad were having a business meeting. And so the dads brought their kids along so the kids could like play with the horses in the stables and they could like discuss business.
Right.
So
Exactly how I was raised.
as one does.
It's all you join Daddy at the stables for business.
Oh, Daddy, take me to Jersey Mike's.
I was brought along by my single mom to her bookkeeping gigs.
At the stables.
So it's the same.
It's the same.
Like, I don't know, play with this pen. Shut up. Okay.
Play with that horse. Don't get kicked. I don't know. I'm busy.
So Kowarski, that little boy that she was just playing with that day, would surface again years later and play a very significant role in her life. So you just never know how fate is going to work out.
You really don't know.
So the 1920s were a tough decade for the family. They fell on difficult financial times, and they had to give up their country estate
No, not the ponies.
and move full-time to Warsaw.
Oh, a travesty.
But then in 1930, Christina's beloved father died of tuberculosis. So that was a very tough blow for her.
Mm-hmm.
And by this point, her mom's family's banking empire had almost entirely collapsed, probably in part due to rising anti-Semitism in Poland. So this left her mom, a new widow, without a lot to fall back on trying to raise her daughter. So when Christina was 22, she didn't want to be a burden on her mom or on her mom's family. So she found a job. She was going to be a young working gal. And she started working at a Fiat car dealership.
Love that for her.
Mm-hmm. She's also stunningly beautiful, of course, and we will get to it. But she hadn't been at the job long before she started suffering from chest pain and coughing due to the fumes.
Oh, no. Oh,
And because her...
oh God, it's happening to me.
I've got the black lung pop. So when she visited the doctor, they noted shadows on her chest x-rays that they feared could also be tuberculosis, and her father had died of tuberculosis, so they were taking it super, super seriously.
Yeah.
So she was able to get some financial compensation from the Fiat dealership and their insurance company, and so she was able to take her doctor's advice, which was to get as much fresh air as possible, which we learned from the Waverly Hills
Sanatorium.
Yep.
She needed time in a solarium.
She needed chef air. I love how, you could just get a doctor's note
Yeah, to
to
get
be
air.
outside more, and then insurance just covered it.
Yeah.
So
The good old days.
she literally, after working at this car dealership for, not very long, was just, given medical leave and went to the mountains and began spending most of her time in the Tatra Mountains hiking and skiing.
Good. Get that
And
recovery,
insurance
girl.
Covered it.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Healthcare.
That's what the Stanley Hotel used to be
Mm-hmm.
for rich people with tuberculosis.
Yeah, just go chill and get chef air. She also entered the Miss Poland beauty pageant around this time and was awarded runner-up.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Just casually.
Casually Miss Poland, runner-up.
Miss Poland with TB.
Mm-hmm.
So on April 21st, 1930, Christina married a businessman named Gustav Getlich. Get it?
Get licked.
Getlich.
Get licked.
But the marriage was short-lived. The couple soon realized that they were incompatible and parted ways amicably.
Been there.
But don't worry, she soon fell in love again. You've also been there.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, marriage was off the table because the new man's family forbade him from marrying a, quote, penniless divorcee.
Yeah, been there too.
I get it.
That's why Bill and I aren't married. His parents won't allow it.
When did you get divorced? I
It's a
didn't
long
hear about
story.
It's a long story.
I'd rather not discuss it.
Not on the air. It's too fresh.
We'll take this one offline.
I'm legally not allowed to discuss it.
I'm gonna plead the Erica Jane on this one.
And that's how we believe.
Will someone please back me the fuck up on this?
And then my
Son
car
flipped his
rolled
car
5 times.
and- yeah, I'm under a lot of stress.
Okay, so then one day out on
Hurt
the
his eye as
slopes,
the burglar hit him, and my
Confronted
son
the
rolled his
burglar.
car.
My son drove over there. It was snowing. And
Confronted
confronted
the
the times.
so crazy.
And he was unconscious for 12 hours, but nobody knows that.
I'm under a lot of stress.
So then one day out on the slopes, Christina, who was an expert skier, lost control on a very difficult descent. And a man named Jerzy Gizicki,
Why are there so many jerseys?
so many Jersey.
A lot of jerseys.
I mean, they say you fall for your father. And so this guy,
true.
also named Jersey, how could she resist?
Jersey, the situation, Gizicki.
Can you imagine?
He came to her rescue and the two immediately hit it off. And she was like, this is great because I can't marry my current boyfriend because his fucking family won't let him. So I'm a free agent.
Later.
A free agent.
Good for her.
So Jersey is described by one source as, quote, brilliant, moody, irascible, and eccentric. That sounds like
Every
not-
one of my friends.
Not appealing to me in
I
a man,
love it.
No.
but he came from a wealthy Polish
fun.
family,
Sounds
and
like a mess.
yeah, it sounds fucking annoying. Sounds like he is the drama, but
I'm not the drama. Am I the drama? Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain.
So he shared Christina's adventurous spirit. When he was only 14 years old, after a fight with his father, he had run away from home and traveled to America, where he worked as a cowboy and prospected for gold.
He
Amazing.
was Fievel Goes
He
West.
was Fievel. He was Jersey Fievel.
Jersey
He
Goes
that.
went west. He then went on to become a writer and a world traveler. So
Jesus
she's just
Christ.
like, this is dope. You're wild. You're crazy. I love it. So Christina was smitten. The two married in Warsaw on November 2nd, 1938, and soon moved to Ethiopia,
Okay.
where,
Try
So
something new.
random.
where Jersey had been offered a diplomatic post.
In a franchise of Jersey Mike subs.
hmm I mean,
Now open in Ethiopia.
They don't call it Ethiopia for nothing.
the airport could use a Jersey Mike's. Just saying. So they remained in Ethiopia until September of 1939 when Germany fucking invaded Poland.
That'll happen.
That happened.
So rather than just like staying abroad because it wasn't fucking safe back home for either of them, like literally she wasn't raised in Judaism, but her mother is Jewish, so
Yeah.
she definitely counts as Jewish.
Right. Yep.
You know, whatever. They could have just stayed abroad and been safe, but instead they very bravely sailed immediately for London. And when they arrived, Christina was adamant about finding a way to join the war effort as a spy.
Was she the right height?
I think she must have been. She was runner-up Miss Poland.
True.
So British authorities at first dismissed her, but thanks to an acquaintance in London who, this person was a journalist named Frederick Augustus Voigt, she was able to secure a meeting with the Secret Intelligence Service, or the SIS, which is a precursor to MI whatever. She presented the SIS with her plan that she had devised. And this plan is so amazingly insane. She would ski into Nazi-occupied Poland.
Perfect. I'm following so far.
Like, my
makes
glutes are on
perfect
fire
sense.
just thinking about
Yeah.
it.
And deliver British propaganda and also smuggle out any intelligence she could about what the Nazis were doing inside of Poland.
Got it. Okay.
Fucking on
And then
skis.
ski back uphill?
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah.
God.
Ski in, ski out.
Yeah, honey.
So Britain was in need of more information out of Poland now that the government had fled the country, and Christina, conveniently, because she's also brilliant, spoke Polish, French, and English, and also had numerous contacts throughout the country because she grew up very well-to-do in Poland and had all these contacts.
Well, being well-traveled, too, from a young age has its benefits.
So they decided to take her up on her offer, and they're like, okay, if you fucking want to do this, go for it. It's like no skin off our backs, you know? So
Yeah, this is literally your plan.
Yep,
Right.
go ahead. We've tried a lot of other stuff. This
So
isn't
fuck
even
it.
that crazy on that list.
Throw some spaghetti at the wall, see if it
See
sticks.
what sticks.
if you
Yep.
run into the Von Trapps, tell them which way to go while they're
Tell them
skiing
hi.
out of there.
My
Love your outfits.
first thought was the Von
Yeah.
Trapps. Love your outfits.
I have curtains
If you
just
see
like
a
that.
bunch of kids wearing curtains, just
And
keep
singing.
going. Just pass them. So there's a mention
Go
of
the other.
just two ships in the night.
Leave them be.
So there's a mention of her in the SIS records from around this time in which she is described as a, quote, flaming Polish patriot, expert skier, and great adventuress.
Oh my God, I want to be that.
I know. And also absolutely fearless.
I love her.
Mhm. So most sources simply stop mentioning her fucking husband Jersey at this point in the story. So it's unclear whether Fievel
Went west.
went west again or how they parted, but he just kind of drops out of the picture.
He's not the headline here.
No, maybe he wasn't super into the skiing plan. She would later say of him, quote, "He was my Svengali for so many years that he would never believe that I could have ever leave him for good." So I think she was like, bye. So by all accounts, she would go on to have numerous lovers throughout her time working for the British intelligence. And so now she's officially a British secret agent, and she sets off on a journey to Budapest. So Hungary was not yet a participant in World War II. It would go on to be occupied by both the Nazis and the Soviets. It didn't have a great time in the war. But at this point, it's not involved yet. And Christina's cover story for being there was that she's a journalist. So from Budapest, she persuaded an acquaintance of hers, a fellow fucking Polish Olympic skier named Jan something, to accompany her across the Tatra Mountains into Poland because she didn't want to go it alone. She needed a fellow expert skier.
Jesus Christ.
So the winter of 1939, there's war. She's Jewish. She's a woman. She's basically on her own. And that winter had record-breaking cold temperatures.
Yeah, it's rough.
Good.
It's a rough one.
It's fucking Poland. Like,
Yeah.
it gets cold normally.
Right.
But miraculously, the pair survived the journey skiing through these fucking mountains.
Do you know how long it took them?
I don't know how long it took them. But, like, back then, all they had was, like, everything's made of wool.
Yeah.
You know? You don't have, like, fucking Gore-Tex.
No.
Anything.
You're camping every night.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't even imagine.
You don't have icy
That's a
hot.
feat. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So upon arriving in Warsaw, Christina went to her mother's home where she pleaded with her Jewish mother to leave Poland. But Stefania refused to leave her life in Warsaw behind. She was in denial. And 3 years later, her mother would be rounded up in arrests of Polish Jews and then disappeared into one of Warsaw's prisons. So altogether, Christina, she kept doing her work for British intelligence. She completed 4 missions into Poland from neutral Hungary.
Jesus.
Doing this skiing
Wow.
thing.
Unbelievable.
It's exhausting. She brought intelligence, propaganda, and money to the Polish resistance and smuggled back out intelligence about the Nazis, including radio codes and occasionally microfilm, which she hid inside her gloves.
Oh my God.
Badass.
Ugh.
One trip through Hungary, she encountered Andrei Kowarski, the horse stable boy.
Oh, no way. It all circles back.
The stables.
He was, according to one source, quote, the man who'd become her most significant life companion.
Wow.
Her Joe Alwyn to her Taylor Swift.
I
Oh
don't
my
know who
God.
that is. The first
Okay.
one, not the second one.
So Kowarski had lost part of his leg in a hunting accident before the war and was now also working to aid the Polish resistance. So together they helped organize a system of Polish couriers to transport intelligence from Warsaw to Budapest. So they got more people, they got a little spiring going.
Great.
Then at the request of MI6, she and Kowarski began organizing surveillance of all the railroad and river traffic on the borders between Romania and Germany.
Dang.
Ooh.
She's credited with providing vital intelligence to the Allies about oil transports from Germany to Germany from Romania's oil fields. She became known for her bravery, especially in the face of potential capture by the Nazis. And so, like, on one fucking particularly harrowing occasion in 1941, so she's been doing this for a while now, she and Kowarski were arrested by the Hungarian police and imprisoned and questioned by the Gestapo.
Ooh.
Our cases are very similar, but no, they're not the same person.
Yeah. So in this moment, she bit her tongue until it bled and then faked the symptoms of tuberculosis so effectively that the guards feared
That they'd get it.
that she was
Yeah.
contagious, and so they let them go.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. Brilliant.
Genius.
Fucking brilliant.
God, that's so cool.
But knowing that they would now be closely watched, they realized that they needed to get the fuck out of Hungary, the jig was up.
Yeah.
So the British ambassador in Hungary helped them to escape and obtained false British passports for them with the names Anthony Kennedy and Christine Granville. And so then
Brandy Glanville.
Christine Glanville. Oh my God, don't make her a spy. Actually, she did bring down some people, so maybe do. But Christina would then use the name Christine Granville while in the UK for the rest of her life. A British embassy officer then smuggled Christina into Yugoslavia in the trunk of his car while Kowarski drove himself across the border. And the British ambassador met up with them soon after in Serbia, where the group, quote, enjoyed a few days of drinking champagne in Belgrade's nightclubs and belly dancing bars.
Gotta find time for fun.
Yes.
Gotta find time for
Yeah,
fun.
They fucking
Wartime
earned
is
it.
serious.
they did fucking earn it. What a fucking life
Yep.
this woman is leading.
God.
I mean,
Go
real.
all the way. Go
I just
Og.
fucking drink tea and take Dayquil and watch Acorn TV.
And hope your back holds out.
Yeah.
But you're doing what you love.
That's true.
And you're not living through a world war yet, so it's
That's
fine.
true. That's true. Count your blessings. Okay. So Christina and Kowarski continued on to Bulgaria, where they met with British intelligence and passed along some rolls of microfilm that they had been given by a Polish resistance group that was called the Musketeers.
Love.
Oh.
And to the shock of British authorities, the microfilm contained photos of a Nazi military buildup near the border with the Soviet Union, which
Drag 'em.
which indicated that an invasion was being planned, which broke up the fucking Nazi Soviet pact and fucking changed the war forever, because then the Nazis were fucking stupidly fighting on two fronts, and that is what actually led to them losing. Thank God.
Wow.
So the photos were sent to Winston Churchill, who would eventually call Christina his, quote, favorite spy.
Ah.
And they turned out to be accurate. And so a few months later, the Nazis invaded the Soviet Union. Like, that is such a... She fucking broke that story that the Nazis were going to invade the Soviet Union. This woman.
The turning point of the
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
How nuts is that?
That's so cool.
So Christina was then sent to work in Egypt in the Middle East. I think we don't talk about it as much, but like World War II absolutely went into like North Africa and the middle, like it was everywhere, where she studied Morse code, parachuting, weaponry,
Yep.
methods of assassination.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Oh.
And then she was sent back behind enemy lines into France in the summer of 1944. So she fucking worked through the entire Second World War as a spy. Here she worked under a man who would become another one of her lovers, Special Operations Executive Agent Francis Commerz. She assisted him in coordinating supplies and training the French resistance in the lead up to D-Day. Another story of her bravery in the face of capture, she reportedly saved his life after he was arrested in the days before D-Day. She walked around the prison where she believed he was being held, singing a favorite song of his until she heard him singing it back.
Oh my God.
God.
And that's how she knew he was in there. And then she entered the prison and told the guards that she was related to a senior British diplomat and somehow was able to persuade them that, you know,
She rolled really high on her perception
yeah,
check.
exactly. To just, she just like freaked them out enough and was like, do you fucking know who I am?
Yeah. My father will hear about this.
My God.
She Malfoyed her way in there.
Yeah.
God bless
She's
her.
incredible.
Yeah. And they fucking let him go. Amazing. So there are numerous other stories about her avoiding capture, saving others from like certain death or execution. Like she's just fucking amazing. She would later claim that she had been, quote, unaware of any danger to herself in those moments. What? Like it's hard?
Like it's hard. I love her.
I love her so much, but then this next part gets really sad. So, tragically, despite all she had done, Christina Scarbeck, or Christine Granville, was essentially abandoned by the British government after the war.
No.
So the SIS dismissed her with only a month's salary, like no fucking pension.
She saved the world?
Uh-huh. And left her to just fend for herself. So then she had to apply for an authentic British passport because the one she had was fake because she was a spy for this country.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That'll happen.
So the process was endlessly delayed by bureaucracy. She couldn't even fucking get a real British passport.
Jesus Christ.
She eventually made her way to Kenya, where she met up with an old lover and attempted to find a job, but the British colonial government turned down her fucking work permit.
Oh, for God's sakes. You have nothing to offer, so...
God. And like none of her accomplishments were probably like on paper.
No,
except for
you can't
within
talk
the-
about it. I mean,
Yeah.
literally, there's like a total gag order. You can't talk about any of the work that you did during the war.
That's
Yeah.
fucked.
She signed the, I'm sure that she'd signed the Official Secrets Act. So she returned to London. She worked like odd fucking jobs. She had to become a cabin steward on an ocean liner.
She was literally banished onto a cruise for the
Yeah.
remainder of her days. Ugh, I'm so sorry.
She had a hard time making friends amongst the British crew who disliked her for being a foreigner
Oh
Okay.
my God.
and accused her of lying about her wartime exploits.
Whatever, dude.
God.
And it was at this job that she met and briefly had an affair with a coworker named Dennis Muldowney, the fucking worst dude ever. But soon she broke it off, stating that he was, quote, obstinate and terrifying, aka abusive.
Yeah.
And then, tragically, on June 15th, 1952, Christina was stabbed to death in the Shelburne Hotel in London. And her attacker was this fucking Yahoo, Dennis Muldowney,
Oh
God
my
damn it.
God.
who was just pissed about her
That she
breaking
broke
up
up with him.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
And he was arrested for murder and hanged, thank goodness. But yeah, can you fucking believe that is
That's what took her down in the
Yeah.
end. It's just so senseless and sad. Ugh.
fucking patriarchy?
Yeah.
Fucking patriarchy. So following her death, a group of men who had known her, including Andre, the horse stables guy, organized to stop the publication of several news stories and 2 books about her that would have focused on salacious details about her sex life.
Rather than her stunning accomplishments.
Right, exactly. And brilliance. So author Madeleine Masson later wrote that, quote, 12 men who all loved Christine banded together to make sure that no one wrote rubbish about her. So Kowarski, Andre, passed away in Munich in 1988, and one of his last wishes was to have his ashes interred beside Christina's, although he acknowledged that her one true love was Poland.
Oh, I got chills.
So he loved her, but he knew that he came second to Poland.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Nobody can ever beat out Poland. Don't even try. You won't win.
In 1971, after the Shelbourne Hotel changed owners, a trunk was found. That's where she was shot and killed by that fucker. A trunk was found in a storeroom that contained her clothes, papers, and an SOE issue dagger.
Ooh.
The dagger, her service medals, and some of her papers are now held in the Polish Museum in London. A legitimate biography of Christina was eventually written by an author named Claire Mully, who summed her subject up thusly, quote, she loved men and sex, adrenaline and adventure, her family and her country. She loved life and the freedom to live it to the full.
God damn right.
Since childhood, her most defining characteristic has been an intense desire for freedom, freedom from authority to roam and ride and live. Jobs, marriages, and the polite rules of society were unacceptable constraints.
God love and bless.
I love her.
I know.
Oh my God, she's amazing.
I have chills. I know.
So
too.
I love her.
I love
Yeah.
it. Well, our ladies are sisters.
Great.
It's it's stories of badassery are just the most fun.
Let's keep the good times rolling, but let's
Let's
stop
do
for a
it.
quick sponsor break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the change of seasons and the dryness of the weather and maybe the heat, your skin goes through a lot in a given year. And the products that you use, they really have to be tailored to your skin to use them consistently. And when I first started using Curology, I was like, okay, how good could it possibly be? But actually, I've been using Curology moisturizer, face wash, and the night cream for, I think, at least 2 years now. And my skin has never been better.
It's noticeably like glowy and blemish free. It's amazing.
It's pretty good. So I'm 34 years old. Wrinkles are becoming a thing. I got to be careful about how dry my skin gets in the winter time. And Curology, it covers all of my concerns. I took a very easy, quick little quiz at the beginning. It was just so fast to take, and there's an actual person on the other end, like looking at your responses, looking at your concerns, whether it's wrinkles, whether it's acne, whatever you want.
They look at photos of your face. Like, they get in there and zoom.
It's like going to a dermatologist, but better because
from your couch.
You're not. Yeah. But these are real, skilled, professional people who are giving you like a personalized, medicated product specifically for you. It's so great.
It's amazing. It has definitely made a huge impact for me. I have hormonal acne, like real bad. And my skin over the last, I think I've been using Curology about as long as you, maybe a year and a half, has made a complete turnaround, total 180. And this is just the most amazing stuff ever. Curology is game-changing custom skincare. It's made for you by a dermatology provider. They'll create a custom prescription cream for your specific goals. So whether it's tackling acne, check, clogged pores, skin texture, dark spots, fine lines, dryness for me is a big one. I get dry patches in the winter or something else. I mean, there might be something unique that's going on with your skin. You, like Lucy said, start by taking a short online skin quiz. You upload photos, and if it's a good fit, they will ship your formula right to your door. It even has your name on the bottle, and then they label what each bottle is and what, use this one at night, use this one in the morning. They make it so easy for you. It is amazing. So get started with Curology just like we did with a free 30-day trial at Curology.com/gals. Just pay $5 for shipping and handling. That's Curology, Curology.com/gals, GALS, to start your free 30-day trial. Cancel anytime, prescription subject to consultation, and treat your skin.
Treat it.
What would you do if you didn't have high interest loans or credit card debt?
What wouldn't you do?
Right? Thrive, for one. With Upstart, you can pay off your existing debt quickly and easily and start living your life.
I hate having credit card debt, any loans. It can feel like Sisyphus just climbing up that hill. It's awful. But Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, and it's all online.
Love.
We love it when it's all online. So whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. I love that. There's no guessing. You know when that relief is going to wash over you.
The light is clear at the end of that tunnel.
Yeah. So rather than looking at credit scores alone, Upstart considers other factors like your income, current employment, and credit history to find you a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. Who couldn't use a little boost like that?
Seriously.
You can even receive funds in as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan.
Oh, that's so easy. So find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/gals. That's upstart.com/gals. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Upstart.com/gals and treat your debt.
Treat it. We all have that friend or that family member who says that they value experiences over things. Which really makes
my
them-
partner, literally my partner.
Yeah. Like, okay, I get it. I respect that. It makes you sound edgy, makes you sound cool.
And impossible to shop for, thanks.
Yeah. So this year, maybe give them a Milk Bar cake for a gift because it's also literally an experience of the most delicious freaking thing ever.
Seriously,
Who doesn't like cake?
Everyone likes cake. I'm all in. And master baker Christina Tosi started Milk Bar in 2008. And if that name sounds familiar, perhaps it's because you saw Milk Bar featured on Netflix's Chef's Table Pastry Edition.
Yeah. Also, Master Chef.
Oh, so good. And she has been wowing the world with her unique spin on iconic flavors ever since. Milk Bar is the perfect gift for anyone and everyone in your life. And a few of Milk Bar's best sellers include their signature birthday cake, which I got right around my birthday. I think I got it like the week after my birthday.
Oh, you
so I got
did.
to extend my birthday by a week and basically have a cake to myself. I was like nice enough to share a little bit with Bill, but not very much because I wanted it. The salty sweet compost cookie. So if you're into something a little bit more like balanced out, Lucy, you love a cookie with salt.
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
love like a garbage cookie, a compost cookie. Yeah.
Milk Bar pie. This is made from toasted oat crust with a gooey butter filling.
Oh my God.
Yeah, get out of here. And right now, pumpkin milk bar pie and apple cider donut cake are the desserts you need on your holiday table this year. It was so exciting I had to sing it. Every Milk Bar creation is thoughtfully and beautifully packaged, made fresh, then flash frozen, and they offer fast overnight nationwide delivery. It seriously arrives like looking gorgeous, totally fresh and sealed, and really like ready to eat once you take it out and let her sit for just a minute. And it is so tasty and delicious, and it's like no work whatsoever. That's the best part. I hate baking. I'm not good at following a meticulous recipe, which is required with baking. And so Milk Bar has been a lifesaver.
They're like ready for the plate. They're beautiful. It's luxurious.
Exactly.
So right now, Milk Bar has a special limited time offer. Get $10 off any order of $50 or more when you go to milkbarstore.com/gals, GALS. You'll get $10 off an order of $50 by going to milkbarstore.com/gals. One more time, milkbarstore.com/gals, and treat you dessert.
Treat it. All right. Should we get into it with another badass
Yes.
total B?
Another badass lady pie.
I also just think that, like, ladies' pies taking down Nazis during World War II is officially my kink.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause this is, like,
Oh,
incredible heart-pounding shit.
Oh,
And this
yeah.
is essentially our second episode on the topic, so there are a lot.
It's
So
a deep
good.
well.
Yeah. Tragically, there's a deep well, and thank God there was so much badassery.
Thank God. I never would have had the bravery to do this shit. I think I would have had enough bravery to like help hide some people.
Totally.
In my home.
We would have caused a ruckus in a different way, but this kind of shit,
No, I would never have been cool enough.
no.
No.
Well, no. So today I am going to be talking about the only acceptable Nancy Grace, Nancy Grace Augusta Wake.
What?
This woman is next fucking level, and crossing her would have been truly a terrible idea, and we will get to it.
Excellent.
She was born August 30th, 1912. She's a Virgo and only 3 years older than Helen.
Oh my God. So now I will just be imagining Helen doing all of this.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
She was born in Wellington, New Zealand. She was part of a big family. She was the youngest of 6 kiddos. She was Maori with European lineage because her great-grandmother was one of the first Maori women to ever marry a European.
Wow.
Wow.
Just-
All right.
Blazing trails over here.
Very cool.
When she was only 2 years old, the family relocated to Australia and took up residence in North Sydney. Her father left to return to New Zealand when she was about 3 years old, and her mother stayed and raised all 6 kids by herself because she does not need a man.
Fucking another kind of badass.
So Nancy followed her own path from the beginning. She did well in school. Like, she was super fucking smart, but I think she was just bored by like everything. So she had aspirations that were bigger than academics, and she actually ran away from home at 16 to become a nurse. Because, like, LOL, getting into nursing in the 1920s during wartime was, like, a lot different than it is now.
A lot different.
You
lot
could just
cheaper.
run away and be like,
They needed nurses.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not grossed out by blood and I could put a bandage on. Okay, you're hired. And you just kind of learn in the fields. Like, that's just what it was. But nursing really wasn't her calling. And from there, she made her way to New York City and literally became a self-taught journalist. So she was like, I can write and I am good at getting the story. So here we go. So in the 1930s, which marked the beginning of the rise of Hitler, Nancy moved to Paris and worked as a European press correspondent. She saw some horrific shit doing this work and had a deep hatred for Nazis. She was newly married to a Frenchman named Henri Fiocca and living in Marseille when Nazis invaded France in 1940. So up until that point, she'd been living like this guy was rich as fuck. Like, they were having like caviar for breakfast, champagne for lunch, like living it up as newlyweds.
Okay.
Dang.
But France fell and Henri was called to enlist. So she took up work as an ambulance driver and had found a keen talent for finding Allied soldiers in literal rubble while driving her fucking ambulance and getting them to safety.
Damn,
So
that's a scary job.
Really scary. Oh, she did so much scary shit. But like, this was a super valuable skill set for the resistance. So she joined the Pat O'Leary escape line, which was
Doesn't sound real.
I know. The Pat
Like a
O'Leary
happy
escape
hour
line.
special.
It had like a different name, but I guess this Pat O'Leary person was like a higher up in the resistance, so it just
Okay.
adopted their name. But it really does sound like a special at the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but this was a resistance network that helped extract stranded Allied soldiers in occupied parts of Europe. She was a fucking natural in this role and so good at evading capture as she passed information and executed missions that she earned the nickname the White Mouse. She was just like scurry.
I
many circle
love
back.
that.
We got
nickname.
sharks. We got Fievel.
We got mice.
5 for the house.
When asked in an interview how she felt as a woman involved in such dangerous work, she responded, I don't see why we women should just have wave our men a proud goodbye and then knit them balaclavas.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, fucking men.
Yes,
So-
White Mouse. Yes.
Get it. So
Yes,
German
Nancy
occupation.
Grace, yeah.
Nancy, the only acceptable Nancy Grace. So German occupation of France expanded in 1942, which made Nancy's job all the more dangerous because safe places to operate this resistance were becoming more and more limited. And she was like singled out as being so fucking good at extracting Allied soldiers who were like trapped or even on the verge of capture by German Nazi soldiers. So like she was on the list of like people
Targets.
to get the fuck rid of. She was watched constantly. She had her phone tapped. Her mail was being intercepted. It's honestly a miracle that she wasn't killed. With the Germans closing in on her, she had no choice but to flee France. She literally flirted her way through checkpoints and would put on makeup and offer a drink to Nazi soldiers, and it fucking worked every time because
God.
men.
Oh my fucking god.
So she
Oh
said,
my fucking god.
it's y'all are too easy.
Yeah.
She said, quote,
I've never been able to flirt my way out of fucking anything.
I mean, I have, but not a Nazi checkpoint.
No, like
We
a
tried at
late
the
fee at
Canadian border.
Blockbuster.
A late
Yeah,
fee at Blockbuster and like a couple
Yeah,
speeding
we
tickets, but also
literally
white privilege. So there's
Tried
that.
and failed at an international border.
Yeah,
Sure
you blew that
did.
one. But the Willy Walleye Festival rescued you.
Sure
Yeah, we
did.
got away with it.
A little angel was watching you. So she said, quote, a little powder and a little drink on the way, and I'd pass their posts and wink and say, do you want to search me? She said. God, what a flirtatious little bastard I was.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I want her to be my new grandma, but alas, I missed her by a handful of years. So the one time she was arrested trying to escape, a double agent resistance leader got her released by, I guess, impersonating a German soldier and saying that she was his mistress, just trying to evade her French husband to meet up with him. And the Nazis were like, oh, cool, gotcha, and let her go. Because bros before hoes, am I right?
Yeah, totally.
Yes, we'll release your mistress. It's cool.
In that case,
Yeah.
I don't want to
Off
cock
you
block
go.
you.
Yeah, so she was arrested for 4 days and then released. Unfortunately, though, her husband, Henri, met a grim fate. He decided to stay behind in France and was captured and tortured for information. He held out and didn't give the resistance away, but he was executed by the Gestapo.
Jeez.
So after fleeing France, Nancy made her way to England and was accepted into the British Special Operations Executive, the SOE.
I bet she got a dagger.
I mean, probably.
Oh, yeah.
This was an intelligence group working with the French resistance. She was basically trained to be a secret soldier / spy. And in 1944...
A Tinker Tailor soldier spy?
A tinker, a tailor, a soldier, and a spy. Mm-hmm. And in 1944, at 31 years old, she fucking parachuted into France to help them prepare for D-Day.
As you do.
As you do.
That's how you get into France.
So she was probably in a similar... team as your lady, because she was one of only 39 women to participate in this mission alongside 430 men.
I bet they were both in the same,
probably
in that number.
Little resistance regiment. Mm-hmm. And even in the most badass role, she was obviously still subjected to patriarchal bullshit.
Honey, can you get the rest of us resistance spies some coffee?
I mean... You're not spot on, but you're not far off.
Can you iron my spy outfit?
Pretty much. This exchange on the night she parachuted into France had me cracking up. So her parachute got tangled in a tree, and she was kind of just dangling there. And she was discovered by a French resistance leader who said to her, as she's dangling from a tree, quote, I hope that all the trees in France bear such beautiful fruit this year.
Oh, fuck off.
To which she replied, don't give me that French shit.
Can you imagine being on a fucking dangerous, almost suicide mission, and instead of somebody helping you,
you're
they're
getting
just
upskirted by some fucking resistance frog. God bless you, but come on.
Men?
I don't. Why are men?
They're so predictable.
Why? I know. I just love. Don't give me any of that French shit.
I feel like that it literally snapped something in my brain.
It's beyond understanding. I'll never get it.
No.
Oh.
Her primary job was working through the night collecting secret parachute drops of weapons and supplies near and around Omaha Beach and all these other landing points for the Allied invasion. Mm-hmm. She also worked to destroy Nazi lines of communication and set up strategic wireless comms for the Allied forces. She took it upon herself to verbally harass the Nazis via these comms whenever she could before cutting their lines. Her brazen attitude.
Never stop the real Napster.
Yep, here she is. Founded Napster. Her brazen attitude earned her the code name Witch. And when I tell you I love this woman, I could not be more serious. I fucking love her.
Witch.
So much. White mouse and just witch.
I'm into it.
Can you imagine? She had to have been just taunting and cackling at Nazis over their comms that kept going down.
You have a tiny bratwurst.
Ich habe eine Bratwurst. So good.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. So she was constantly on the move, at times literally traveling hundreds of miles by bicycle. So not skis, but, still.
Legs.
Together, communication codes, had to use her fucking legs. She once rode 380 miles round trip on a bicycle through German checkpoints to transfer a message from her resistance group to another, all within a 72-hour period.
Jesus Christ.
I can barely bike to the co-op for groceries.
Isn't
that would be me biking from my house to my cabin.
Yeah, basically.
what?
No, that is how far it
Yeah,
is.
in 3 days.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's
No.
nuts.
Oh my God. What's it?
She basically didn't stop. It was like around the clock
It's
on her
like-
bike.
It's like multiple triathlons.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So, as if I couldn't love her more, here is an excerpt from an article from allthat'sinteresting.com, one of our faves. It just seals the fucking deal. Quote, trained in hand-to-hand combat, espionage, sabotage, and able to drink almost all of her male counterparts under the table, Nancy Wake was known as one of the most fearsome French resistance fighters during World War II. Her most notable achievement came when the SOE was raiding a German gun factory. As an investigating SS sentry was about to raise the alarm and give her and her crew away, Wake killed the guard with her bare hands.
In a gun factory.
She literally karate
She
chopped
brought
him.
these hands to a gunfight.
She brought her hands to a gunfight and fucking won. She karate chopped him in the neck and killed him in one hit.
Oh my God.
Can we take spy classes?
Yes. I want to learn how to neck chop.
I want to learn. I want to.
I want a dagger.
Have skills.
I want an SOE dagger with a gas pump.
I'll look
Yeah.
on Etsy.
Great. She says, quote, they taught us this judo chop stuff with the flat of the hand at SOE, and I practiced away at it. She said later, recalling the incident, but this was the only time I used it. Whack! And it killed him all right. I was really surprised.
Whack. Flat of the hand, you just right to the neck. With
Just-
the flat. Just
Yeah. I get
the edge
yeah.
of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Well,
not
as
like
we-
this.
I think you
No,
just,
this
I
is
think
the
what she means is you like keep your hand flat and you
Oh.
just chop his neck.
Yeah.
As we know, your internal pressure is
Yeah.
sensitive.
Delicate.
Mhm.
Yeah. She also had the balls to execute a captured French spy working for the Germans, a woman who her fellow resistance fighters refused to shoot. She said, I can't with her. Quote, it didn't put me off my breakfast, she said.
I'll fucking shoot her.
After all, she had an easy death. She didn't suffer.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
This is fucking war. Or did
Nancy.
you not hear?
Nancy was not fucking around.
No. She's like, I'll fucking shoot a Nazi lady. Fuck
Yep.
it.
Didn't
Whack
put me
is
off
my
my breakfast.
favorite part.
She, whack, whack. Killed him all right. I was really surprised. Her interviews are the fucking best. She will remain the most incredible lady ever. So she returned home to Marseille after the war, having saved literally thousands of lives and directly impacted the Allied troops' ability to defeat the Nazis in France. So, like, she and your buddy were probably two of the most influential spies
Yeah.
that led to the end of the war. And Nancy, like, not only took out comms, but, like, developed wireless comm strategies for the Allies that, like, changed the way that war
Warfare
communication,
and-
like, was done forever.
Wow.
Like, it's nuts what she pulled off. Life after the war was tough for her. Without that direct, like, shot of adrenaline and specific application of her incredible skills, she just wasn't sure what to do with herself.
Write a cookbook.
I
The
mean,
old Bletchley bargain.
yeah. So she said, quote, it's dreadful because you've been so busy and then it all just fizzles out. I think she just felt like she didn't have anything anymore.
It's like
said
after
that
a
in-
wedding.
Yeah. You just get bored and then you're like, well, do I get divorced now? Like, what's next?
Oh, I fucking loved it when the wedding was over.
Well,
I had
I'm
all
sure.
that brain space back.
Fair
Loved
enough.
it.
Well,
Just to lose it again a few years later when a global pandemic hit, and I'll
That's
never
true.
get that back.
never.
So this next part is from The Guardian. It says, quote, she never quite adjusted to peace. A desk-bound job in the British Embassy in Paris quickly drove her wild with boredom, and she returned to Australia, where she stood unsuccessfully as a Liberal political candidate in 1949 and 1951. Still restless, she moved to London and married John Forward, a retired Air Force bomber pilot. He liked to drink, enjoyed a joke, and they were well matched. They relocated to Australia and had a gregarious life marked by dining, golfing, occasional trips to Europe, and interviews with journalists about wartime exploits.
Sounds like a pretty good life.
Not too bad. John died in 1997, and she went back to London in 2001 and lived out the rest of her days there, dying in 2011 at the age of 98. So this is again from The Guardian. Yeah, she did it. Quote, well into her 90s, perched on her specially reserved bar stool in the Stafford Hotel in London, gin and tonic in hand, she remarked as feisty and outspoken as ever. There was little she enjoyed better than a bloody good drink, and to fund her lifestyle, she had sold her war medals. She'd won so many medals, and she sold them all. She said, quote, there was no point in keeping them. I'll probably go to hell and they'd melt anyway.
Oh my God, I love her.
She's exquisite. She'd won like the Medal of Honor from the US, like that equivalent in like tons of places in Europe.
Yeah.
She was
Like
decorated.
several countries.
She's like,
and
whatever.
she sold them all to keep
Not
her
gonna
seat.
keep the lights on or buy my gin. So.
I'm going to hell anyway, and they're just gonna melt. So she kept her seat at the Stafford Hotel bar with her melted
Oh my God.
World War II medals.
I love her so much.
So this is from the New York Times. Quote, film and television producers have used Miss Wake's early life as the basis for various works, and she generally approved of them, except for those suggesting that she had love affairs during the war. She did not have affairs, she insisted in a 1987 Australian documentary. Quote, and in my old age, I regret it, she said. But you see, if I had accommodated one man, the word would have spread around and I would have had to accommodate the whole damn lot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I love her so much. So I'll wrap up with this last little bit. She said, quote, when I die, I want my ashes scattered over the hills where I fought alongside all those men, and her request was honored.
Oh.
So she is
my
scattered in
God.
France, in and around the places where she served so valiantly during World War II and took down fucking Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Jesus.
With one karate
And
chop
the
to
Nazis
the neck.
murdered her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Whack. She kept going.
Yep.
Whack. Oh my God.
Nancy Grace.
I fucking
love Nancy
both
Grace.
of these women.
Yeah.
I hope that they knew each other. I really do.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't
Same
if they were
time
the
and
only.
place.
And if they're both parachuting into France to help prep for D-Day, I really have a strong feeling that they were in that
Maybe.
same clump.
So
I don't
you
know.
had two badass World War II lady spies.
Mm-hmm.
And for once, I kind of covered one too.
Yeah.
You did.
Exactly.
Badass weirdo too.
I'm so proud of you.
Totally.
Oh, God, this was a good episode.
Good ep.
Such a good app.
Well, thank you to our fan picker, Krista Zellen. You are also a badass. And chop. Whack.
Top.
All right. We'll talk to you next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip, music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell, editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers.